I never thought that we will become firefighters. That's the worst nightmare for a conservationist, because it means the weather and the systems that sustain life are broken. Cloud forests have been a special place in my heart. We have 111 mammal species around here. The 6 cats present in Mexico: jaguars, pumas, ocelots, margais, jaguarundis, bobcats, which are lynxes. And also 3 years ago we recorded the first black bear in central Mexico. There were new magnolia species. Magnolias are beautiful trees. They are living fossils. They were the first flowering plants. And in this particular cloud forest, there are brand new species. This year the whole of Sierra Gorda was very dry. It was ready to burn. They used to be always covered in mist. That's why the name of cloud forest. So they are not too hot, not too cold. They have this magical misty environment. So by definition they should not burn. They are water tanks.
Ahí está el incendio, comunidad de Puerto Hondo. Vamos a entrar por el lado de arriba.
So we received a phone call from the forest owner where the fire was set. He was very frightened and concerned that it was moving fast. And we know this forest, where it's located, and because how is the slope and the winds that blow from the east, we merely thought this is going to hit the reserve. So it was a big alarm for ourselves, and we moved immediately, and next day early we were there, which is a faraway spot. What I felt most was fear. What if the fire reaches the reserve? It's very steep, and once in that area, with all the timber there, it will be unstoppable. So we built a fire line in that area, in the most rocky terrain you can imagine. The limestone is very treacherous. Sometimes you see big boulders and you step on them, they just go down the slope. And it was windy, so if you have wind, it's the worst alive for the forest fire, because the fire spreads so quickly. And I've seen that in many other fires. You spend the whole day working your fire line, let's come a bit of wind, and a few sparks that go ahead over your fire line, destroy your work, and the forest is burning again. So all the conditions were set for big fires.
Vamos de regreso. Y aquí fue, brincó la brecha. Se escucha cómo explotan las piedras, piedra caliza. Entonces vamos a hacer otra brecha para poder salir y detenerlo ahí.
So you feel very much powerless. Once you are there, you are much on your own. If something happens, it will be so hard to get outside. You can really feel the heat when you are close to the flames.
Ahí está cuidando este encino y ya se va a quemar hasta la punta.
I mean, salamanders, reptiles, snakes, they just burn. They are not fast enough to move away. That day we witnessed a porcupine, a beautiful creature, escaping the fire and crossing the fire line, squirrels, a couple of deers, if they are lucky enough. Birds, if they are nesting, they are roasted.
Esto se veía bien hasta hace media hora. Y el viento viene contra nosotros, entonces creo que hay que salir rápido de aquí.
The fire was just burning 200 meters away from the limit of the reserve. So it was really nothing. A couple of more hours and the fire will be there. It was moving really fast because of the wind, so we feel like small ants working towards a big monster, which is fire.
Intentamos entrar directo y luego nos corrió, ¿verdad?
week, so I was checking the weather forecast, and when I saw these guys place rain in the night, oh, I feel so happy. I really pray I'm not going to be wrong as usual. So next day we just went to be sure all the fire was suppressed, so it was wet and the ashes were thick with water, so we knew it was done. So it was a big gift. Without the rain, the fire would, for sure, I can guarantee that, we had burnt our reserve. So this was an early storm, unexpected completely. So it was really a gift, because without it, it would be just a complete mess. And it's the area of the magnolias. We were protecting the brand new species. And some particular magnolias were just maybe 500 meters away from the fire, nothing. So I can't imagine my sorrow if my magnolias were hit by the fire, so we're very lucky. Climate change or climate disruption or global warming is hitting now. I remember when I was a kid how it used to rain. We used to be tree planters. We were making reforestations. Now you can't plant trees because maybe it's not going to rain at all in the spring and the young trees are going to die. My very best dream is to slow down the effects of climate change. That's my very best possible, positive, optimistic, foolish scenario. So this year we were lucky because we have an early, rainy, unexpected season. But next year, we don't have at all insurance about that. We don't know how the weather is going to be, and the tendency is that we're getting drier, so with the rains of this year that vegetation grew up a lot, there's plenty of fuel for next year fire seasons. The rest of my lifetime will be fully dedicated, no distractions, to protect life on Sierra Gorda.